Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about how to become a registered nurse in the UK using the new NMC process that was commenced on October 7th, 2019. Now I get asked a lot of questions about this process, so I'm going to try as much as I can to answer some of those questions. And if at the end of this video I did not answer your question, please leave it in the comment box below and I will try as fast as I can to answer your question. Now guys, please ignore the background noise you are hearing. My house is very close to the road and this is the brightest place I could get for this video. So please try to ignore the noise and concentrate on this video. Now another thing I'm going to say is, guys, you don't need any agent to help you in the registration process. If you have any agent, if you have any friend in quotes pressurizing you to come and pay 5 naira to help you with this registration process, my brother, my sister, dust your slippers and run away. That agent is a thief. This process is very easy and straightforward. You don't need anybody to help you. I did it on my own. A lot of people did it on their own, and you can do it on your own too. Just watch this video to the end, and at the end of the video you should have an idea of how to go about this process. Okay, so guys, the first thing for you to know to become a registered nurse in the UK is you must have finished your School of Nursing program. Of course, that is number one. So it doesn't matter the program you choose. You can do the 3-year School of Nursing training or the 4 years BSc program. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that at the end of your program, you are eligible to register as a nurse in that country. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be licensed to practice as a nurse in that country. No. All it means is that you must finish your School of Nursing training, and the training you got should be able to make you eligible to register as a nurse in that country where you trained. Now, this is good news for the newly qualified nurses. This means that you don't even need to look for job experience anymore. No, NMC has removed that requirement. All you have to do now is pass your nursing council exam, and then you can start this registration process. Okay, all right guys, so let's assume you're done with School of Nursing. The next thing for you to do is to get an international passport. Now that is vital to this process. Without your international passport, you cannot register for your IELTS, you cannot register for CBT, you cannot even complete your NMC online account. So you need to get your international passport, and also you need to make sure that your international passport is not going to expire soon. So if you have like 2-3 months left in your passport for it to expire, you should probably renew it before you commence this process. Okay, so let's assume you have your international passport. The next thing for you to do is to register and take the IELTS. Now the NMC has set an English language requirement for us as overseas nurses to fulfill before you can become registered as a nurse in the UK. Now there are different ways for you to meet up with this requirement. You can either decide to write an English exam, which is either the IELTS or the OET, or you can decide to click the option that says that you studied and you were trained in English, all your books, your resources, everything was done in English. Or you can pick the option that says that you've worked in a majority English speaking country for at least 1 year. Now, I don't know why, but Nigerians are not really eligible for the last two. So what we do is to write the English proficiency exam, which is either the IELTS or the OET. Now the OET is new in Nigeria and I'm not really sure how to go about it, so just do your own research about the OET if you are more comfortable taking the OET. But for majority of us, we did the IELTS. Now the IELTS is the most difficult part of this process, but as soon as you get your IELTS, every other thing goes on smoothly. So it doesn't really matter, guys, if you write the IELTS more than once or twice or 3 times. Just if you have a goal, focus on where you are going to, and the failures along the way won't matter, because IELTS can be really discouraging, but study for it, and as soon as you are done, as soon as you pass your IELTS, every other thing goes on smoothly. Okay, so guys, also thank God that you don't need to write the UK VI IELTS anymore. So the UK VI has already removed that requirement. when you are coming to the UK as a nurse and you already passed your IELTS, you don't need to write UKVI anymore for your visa process. No, the IELTS you wrote for NMC is going to cover for your visa when you apply for visa when you're coming. Okay, I hope I explained that part well. If you are confused in any of this process that I'm trying to explain, just let me know in the comment box and I'm going to clarify and explain more in details. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just going to try to say the key points and expatiate as much as I can without making the video too long, of course. So still on the issue of IELTS, now the IELTS is offered by two companies in Nigeria, the British Council or the IDP. Now the British Council, to register with the British Council is about 75,000, and you need to register for IELTS academic. Okay, so you don't even need general or any other one, you need IELTS academic, and NMC has a score of at least 7 in reading, speaking and listening, and 6.5 in writing. And also, for you to get this course, you also have an option of combining two results. By combining two results, it means that you must have written this test within 6 months of each other, and in the two certificates, you must not score lower than 6.5 in any of the module. Okay, so guys, and also if you need to register with British Council, it is 75,000. If you need to register with IDP, it is about 72,000 now. So the exams are the same, the marking scheme are the same. The only difference is the remarking. Now, for you to remark British Council, you have to pay about 15,000. For you to remark IDP, it's about, I think, 46,000. I'm not too sure about that, but about 46,000. It's a lot more expensive than the British Council. So in the long run, I think British Council is actually better. But that's my own opinion, Sha. Register for the one that suits you better. Okay, now let's move on from the IELTS. The next step for you to do is to go to the NMC website and create an online account. Now when you get to the site, you're going to see two options. Either you started your application before the change in October 7th, or you started your application after October 7th. If you started before October 7th and you are yet to take the CBT exam, then you have to create a new account in this new portal and start this process all over again. But if you created your account before October 7th and you are done with the CBT, then you have to call NMC and they are going to move your portal from, they are going to move your account from the old portal to the new portal, and then you just continue with your process. So for those of you that are going to start your application after October 7th, you have to create an online account in the new portal, fill out your information, and then you can move to the next stage, which is the eligibility and the qualification stage. Now in the eligibility stage, you are going to be asked questions about your health, your character, your fitness to practice. Now for the health declaration, in the old application, we had to download the health declaration form, fill it out and post it to NMC UK. But in this new process, you don't have to do that anymore. All you have to do now is to fill in the online form saying that you are fit, you have no issues with your health, and that is it. But if you have any concerns with your health, then you have to also send a supporting document from your GP explaining your health condition and how it can affect your practice. So apart from health declaration, you also need to upload your data page of your passport. Now you have to make sure that this page is scanned clearly, and if there is any change in your name, maybe you've been married or you've been divorced, you have to also upload your certificate, say your marriage certificate, saying that you are the same person but bearing a different name now. Now you also have to upload your police clearance certificate. The police clearance certificate is easy to get. If you are in Lagos, just go to Alagbon police station. It's around 3,000 to 5,000 naira depending on your bargaining power. So if you are not in Lagos and you want to do your PCC, there's also an option of contacting someone in the police station to help you go about the process. If you need more information about that, please let me know. So moving on from the PCC, the next thing you have to upload is your birth certificate. And guys, I would really recommend you getting your birth certificate from the National Population Commission. And another thing, guys, before you commence this process, please ensure that the date of birth in your documents and in the NMC register is the same thing with what you are putting down in your NMC UK application. If you have any problems with date of birth, please sort it out before you commence this application. If you are watching this video and you are still in School of Nursing and you have an issue with your date of birth, please sort it out while you are in school before it becomes too late. So apart from that, you're also going to be asked to upload your qualification and your registration certificate. Now, a lot of people confuse these two certificates, so I'm going to try to explain what each is. The qualification certificate is like your testimonial that will be given to you at the end of your School of Nursing program, while the registration certificate is the one that will be given to you from Nursing Council, and this should be about, I think, 3 to 5 years after you are done with School of Nursing. So if you are newly graduated and you don't have your registration certificate yet, what you can do is get a letter from your School of Nursing or from Nursing Council saying that your registration certificate is not ready, it's going to be ready in so time, and you are actually done with School of Nursing and you are fit to be registered as a nurse in Nigeria. Now, apart from that, you're also going to have to upload your notification of registration, and that should cover for your registration certificate. Now, apart from that, you are also going to be asked to provide the contact address of your school and Nursing Council Nigeria. Now, unlike the old application where we had to download the request for transcript form and the license validation form and send to School of Nursing, Nursing Council, and then post back to NMC UK, in this new process, you don't have to do all that anymore. All you have to do is to supply NMC UK with the correct contact address, which is the name of your school, the email address, telephone number, just things like that about your school and NMC Council. Now you have to upload that in the form you are filling online. So NMC UK is going to be the one to contact your school and NMC Nigeria. Now that does not mean you are not going to pay the verification fee or your transcripts. You are still going to pay. For your transcripts, every school is different, so just get in touch with your school and let them know that you are expecting NMC UK to get in touch with them on your behalf about your transcripts. Then you pay the required amount for your transcripts and you wait for NMC Council to get in touch for NMC UK to get in touch with your school. The same goes for Nursing Council. You have to pay for the verification fee. It was recently increased to 53,500. So now you have to do your verification, take it to NMC in either Lagos or Abuja office, and you also have to write a letter saying you want a certificate of good standing to be sent along with your license validation form to NMC UK. Now, when I did my own registration, I did not send a certificate of good standing, but recently a lot of applicants are saying that NMC UK is actually asking for a certificate of good standing. So you are not going to pay extra, it's the same amount. So use one stone to kill two birds. When you apply to NMC Nigeria to send your license validation form, just tell them to also send a certificate of good standing. So in that way you are covered in if they request for it or not, you are covered. Okay. So another thing you are going to do after uploading everything I just said is to pay your assessment fee. Now remember guys that the assessment fee is £140 and it is not refundable. So pay your assessment fee and then you can move to the next stage. You are going to receive an email from NMC UK saying that we've received and we've processed your assessment fee and you can move to the next stage, which is to register for your CBT exam. In that email, you're also going to receive a link. That link is your authorization to test. So you follow that link and it will take you to the Pearson website where you can book your CBT exam. The CBT exam is now £83, which is good. It used to be about £130 when I did mine, but now the NMC has made this process more affordable for overseas nurses. So register for your CBT exam and choose a date and time that is suitable to you, and make sure you arrive in the test venue at least an hour before your test commences, so that you can be relaxed and you have a clear head to tackle the questions. Now the CBT is not trickish, it's not complicated, it's very easy, straightforward. If you study very well for the test, you are going to have no issues with the exam. Now the CBT is made up of 120 nursing questions. It's all about your nursing practice that is supposed to be answered within 4 hours. But if you studied very well for the test, you shouldn't take that long to finish the exam. And also guys, there are a lot of materials to study for CBT. A lot of people suggest using the Royal Martin textbook, but apart from that, there are also very good materials for the CBT. Now, another change that the NMC is about to implement in January 2020 is to make changes to the test of competence. Now, we're not really sure the test of competence is either the CBT or the OSCE, but guys, just to be on the safer side, I would really advise you, if it's possible, try to do your CBT this year before next year, because we don't know if it's going to be more difficult or more easier next year. So now that you have a lot of materials and things like that, just do the CBT this year and get it done and over with. So guys, this after writing your CBT, within 24 hours you should be able to check your results. Go back to your Pearson account and check your result. There are no grades attached. It is either a pass or a fail. Now when you get your pass within 24 hours, NMC is going to send you a congratulatory message saying, congratulations, you've passed the test 1, you've passed the part 1 test of competence, and you are eligible to move to the next stage. Now guys, when you move to the next stage, by now the NMC should have received your transcripts from your School of Nursing and your license validation form from Nursing Council Nigeria. So when they've received everything, and including everything you uploaded, you have your CBT, your IELTS, all the requirements that they want, you already provided them, then you can submit your application. Unlike the old process, the application usually took within 40 to 60 days, but with this new process, the NMC is going to assess your application within 14 days. Now at the end of 14 days, you should be able to get your decision letter. Now your decision letter is just a letter telling you that congratulations, we have assessed your application and you are eligible to be registered as a nurse in the UK, and now you can come to the UK to write the part 2 test of competence, which is the OSCE. So the decision letter is like an invitational letter for you to come over to the UK. With your decision letter, you can apply for a job. Now guys, I'm not going to talk too much about job. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the job market, how to look for a job, the interview process, things like that. So let's just stick to the purpose of this video. So guys, one more thing, when you are registering for your CBT exam, if you did the 3-year School of Nursing program, then you need to register as an adult nurse. But if you want to register as a midwife in the UK, then you have to indicate at the start of your application that you are applying to register as a midwife and not as a nurse. So during your CBT registration, you have to register for CBT midwifery. There are different parts of the register. There's also the part for psychiatric nurses. So you have to do your CBT for mental health nursing, and also for children's nursing, that's for the pediatric nursing, and then for learning disabilities. But if you want to be a registered nurse in the UK, then take the adult nurse CBT. After getting your decision letter and the job, the next thing for you to do is to apply for a visa. Now in this visa application stage, you won't actually be spending much. The only thing you should pay for is your TB certificate, which is about 53,000 or thereabouts. Every employer has a relocation package. This relocation package covers for things like your health insurance, your visa fee, your flight fare, even 1 to 3 months accommodation, as the case may be. So you don't have to bother yourself about things like that. Just focus on getting enough money that you bring to the UK that is able to last you for 1 month until you get your first salary. That can be from 300 to 500 pounds, depends on how much you can get, but come to the UK with as much as you can. Also guys, when you are coming to the UK, make sure you come with the original documents that you scanned and uploaded in your NMC portal, because when you are doing your OSCE, you're also going to be doing your documentation. So about the OSCE is the part 2 test of competence, and it's just like the practicals we do back home in Nigeria. It's not really as complicated as people think it is. Your employer is going to arrange trainings for you, so you don't need to bother yourself too much about the exam. Just focus on what you are being taught. You might need to learn and unlearn some things, but just keep an open mind and you will skate through OSCE with no difficulties. Now also guys, when you are coming to the OSCE venue, please make sure you come with the original documents of everything you uploaded in your NMC portal, because the NMC official is going to be there to go through your documents to make sure that what you have here and what you have on your portal, they are legal and they are genuine. So when you are done with your OSCE and your documentation, then you can go home and rest. Now your results should be ready within 2 to 3 days, I think. So when you pass the OSCE, the NMC is going to send you a congratulatory message saying congratulations, you have passed the part 2 test of competence and you are now eligible to register as a nurse in the UK. So now what you have to do is go back to your NMC portal and pay the registration fee. The registration fee is £153. Now when you pay the fee, you get your PIN. Now as soon as you get your PIN, make sure you submit it to your employer as soon as possible so you can get the benefits attached to working as a registered nurse in the UK. So guys, I hope I answered your questions in this video, and if I did not answer your question or you need more clarification about a step or two, please leave it in the comment box below and I'll try my best to answer it.